Welcome to Property Deconstructed. It's a collective wisdom of all things property and real estate with Mark Erichello from Master Advocates Real Estate Services, and I'm Pat Panetta from Tell Your Story Media. That's right, isn't it, Mark? It's a collective wisdom. We get in here and we share what we can.
Yeah, that's right. You know, it's important. People, personal business needs, and most consumers don't have much experience in transactions. They might have 2 or 3 stages in their life with personal experience with property transactions, but getting the right advice, right professionals is the key.
Kate Bakos joins us here in the studios. Kate is the president of the REBAA, the Real Estate Buyers Agent Association of Australia. Kate's also an independent buyers advocate and the director and founder of Kate Bakos Property. And welcome to our studios. Hi there, Kate.
What a privilege. Hi. Thanks for having me.
No worries. I was saying to Mark that we actually have all sort of crossed paths along the way, haven't we? All sort of different radio stations and places. Mark, we're going to cover off the importance of using somebody from the REBAA and using a buyer's agent. Is that a good summary of what we should discuss?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so the highlight and value in engaging an independent buyer's agent, and specifically the accreditation that comes with an accredited REBAA member.
And you being the president.
I am indeed.
I mean, if they come to you, you're buying with confidence in a way.
Absolutely. Yeah, REBA's got a set of really good standards, and we've got quite a few hoops that people have to jump through to join the fold. We're not a massive organisation. We're very selective. When someone's getting a REBA buyer's agent, they're getting someone who's been through all of those hoops that they've had to jump through, and they've got the credentials. They've had to have sponsorship within the group. You
want to make sure you're not picking somebody who's not qualified or not going to look after you.
There's state legislation and regulations, but then REBA as a private association, I guess, Kate, the importance of having an independent advocate and one that's accredited from memberships like REBA, certain levels of experience that you might want to expand on.
Absolutely. So we have a threshold for people in terms of how much experience they've had in the field. They've also got to be fully licensed. They've got to demonstrate that they've got the right insurances in place. They have to have been operating a business for 2 years if they're a full member, and they need to be endorsed by 2 existing members. So there's quite a fair few things that people need to tick off to join the organisation. And then, of course, there's the ongoing relationships that you have with everyone and your attendance at functions and keeping all of your own accreditation up to date as well.
To have an expert on your side is probably the way to go, because they do it from every day and they could sort of guide you the right way.
You'd think so, Pat, but there's a thing that we've got to talk about. I never shy away from it. It comes at a price. It's a fee for service. Sometimes there's a percentage fee, other times it's a fixed fee, but people need to be prepared to pay for an independent advocate. There are people out there that are purporting to do this for free, and they're not independent. They are receiving payment. Unfortunately, they're receiving payment from the seller, and a lot of buyers don't realise this. So we've got unscrupulous operators. We've also got people that are operating as introducers or marketers and calling themselves buyer's agents. So it goes beyond just having someone who has limited experience. It's also making sure that the person is acting for you, not for someone else.
Is it frustrating for you when you come across people who are doing things like that sort of stuff, Mark?
It is frustrating. Kate's point on that if you're not paying for it, they're serving someone else.
Yes.
Yes, you're not going to get the due diligence until it's too late, that you learn the hard way. It's an expensive education. And that probably goes into our topic of why it's worth investing in an independent buyer's agent with the professional indemnity insurances that come with it. You do need a level of experience to actually get that insurance cover, and not all buyer's agents acting in the field have that.
That's absolutely right. And indemnity insurance is really expensive, especially these days. We've got a lot of young players and new people that have unfortunately pushed our premiums up. We all know that. But it's essential that you've got someone who is properly qualified, licensed, and holds those insurances to represent you.
And also building a network of industry contacts as well?
Yes, this goes beyond just having agents out there that you know and trust and have dealt with before, and you're familiar with their negotiation styles or how they run an auction, etc. It's also having a really strong reach with other professionals that your clients might need along the way, and knowing when to say you need to talk to an accountant versus you need to talk to a financial planner or need to talk to a mortgage broker. Having an understanding of what these people do. We've got extensive networks both outside of and within REBAA. And it might be pointing someone in the right direction for tax advice or getting depreciation schedules. We have to know our stuff, and we have to know when to stay in our lane and who else is operating in a different lane.
Well, that's how I know Mark and Kate, you guys are very good networkers, and you're out there and you're meeting people, and you've got connections to all different. That's what we're doing this series. We're talking to all the people that you know and use when you're sort of looking after a transaction. Do you get any sleep? Do you get tired? Or sort of you're always out there.
It's what fuels you too. If you're doing something you're passionate about,
yes,
it gives you an extra pep in your step rather than spending your time in life with something that you're not sure.
Mark's one of just a few friendly opposition buyers agents, and we run in a similar territory too, so I bump into Mark. But I recall having that dreaded Saturday where you've got 4 auctions on and they're all at 11 o'clock. You can't change that. And I've got emergency bidders and team members, but I was one short, and I reached out to Mark and he helped me out, looked after my client like it was his own. And that's the kind of camaraderie and trust that we have, and it's very hard to get that. I can't think of going outside of REBAA to get someone to help me out like that. It was amazing, and you never forget that.
Oh, thanks, Kate. Yeah. No, look, and it is true. I don't think I ever experienced that working in sales in the past. Until I came to REBAA. I guess that's more of a giver's community as well.